Welcome back to another episode of Book It and Cook It. I'm Vicki Fleshour.
And I'm Cara Kinney.
And today we're doing turmeric rice, and our spice of the month is turmeric. So Cara's going to tell you a little bit about that recipe and turmeric.
The recipe came from Michaela Weiss, and it's basically a vegetarian recipe if you use the vegetable broth, or you can substitute chicken broth. And it's 2 cups of brown rice, half a tablespoon of oil, a small or medium onion diced, 4 cloves of garlic, fresh ground ginger minced, fresh turmeric minced, and this is optional if you decide you want to use fresh, otherwise you'll use ground later. 1 stalk of leeks chopped, 1 tablespoon of ground turmeric. Use a tablespoon and a half if you don't have the fresh turmeric from earlier. 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, sea salt to taste, a tablespoon of ground paprika, 3/4 tablespoon of cumin, cayenne pepper to taste, a medium diced carrot, and then 1 cup of coconut milk, canned, or if you don't have coconut milk, today we're going to use evaporated milk because that's usually what most people have. 2 3/4 cups of vegetable or chicken broth, and then fresh herbs for garnish. And the first thing we're going to do is saute the onions and carrots in oil and let them soften. And turmeric is our spice of the month, and it has been found in numerous clinical studies for its health benefits, and it's supposed to be an anti-inflammatory for people with like arthritis and stuff like that. And it grows in the forests of Southeast Asia.
Okay, so we have our vegetables diced here, and we are using ground turmeric, so we don't have the fresh. And we're using ground ginger as well, and we substituted onions for leek. So we've kind of adapted the recipe for our own liking. So we're gonna start sauteing our vegetables, and then we'll come back and show you adding all the spices and things like that.
Okay, our onions and carrots have sauteed to where they're translucent and the carrots are soft. Now we're going to add the spices one at a time. We have 4 cloves of garlic, and we're using already minced garlic instead of the fresh. And there's that, and that was 4 cloves, or if you've already got it minced, that was like 2.5 teaspoons. And then the next is 1 tablespoon of ground ginger. Or you can use fresh ginger if you have that also, but we're using, everything will be ground today. There's our ginger. And what we're going to do, we're going to put them in with the carrots and the onions and let the spices bloom and bring out their flavor. There's the first 2. The next one would be the 1.5 teaspoons of turmeric. Here it is.
And we don't have any leeks today, so we're omitting the leeks. If you wanted to add them, you can, or if you wanted to substitute onions, that they're in the same family, you could substitute onion as well.
Okay, and there's our turmeric, which is our healthy spice of the month. That in there. And then we have
Pepper.
black pepper.
The pepper down back there.
There you go. And I might be a little heavy-handed on pepper because I like pepper.
So do I. And the sea salt's in that.
Okay, and sea salt. 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt.
She used 1.5.
1.5?
Yeah, she used 1.5.
Oh, okay. And there's our 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt. Ground paprika. She used
a teaspoon.
A teaspoon, okay.
There we go.
There's that.
And 3/4 teaspoon of cumin.
And that's probably about 3/4 of a teaspoon. So we're just going to put this packet in.
We have cumin left from our spice of the month a couple months ago.
So we're just going to use the rest of it. There's that. And that's all of our spices.
Yes.
You can put cayenne if you want, but we're not going to. We're not. We're not going to do that.
Don't worry about it sticking. It'll come up with your
When we put
broth.
Yep.
The broth will deglaze your pan.
Okay, I think that's good.
So now we're gonna add in the coconut milk, which Cara said we're using evaporated milk, and our vegetable broth.
And we have 1 cup of coconut milk, and this is a 12-ounce can, so we won't use quite all of it, but for the most part, or if you want to use all of it, maybe use a little less chicken broth, we can do that too.
Yeah, you could do that. Because I don't know what I'd use the rest of it for.
Okay, there's the.
And that's gonna deglaze your pan.
Yep. And then we have 2 3/4 cups of chicken broth.
Oops.
Turn this.
And we're using instant brown rice today. The recipe calls for uncooked brown rice, and you would let that soak while you're cooking your vegetables. And then you would bring this mixture up to a boil and then add your rice and then turn it down and let it simmer for 45 minutes. But since we're using instant, we're going to improvise and add it at the end and let it cook for 15 or 20 minutes.
Okay. And then we have to just let this cook and bring it to a boil.
So we'll come back when that's done and show you our finished product.
Okay, welcome back. We're getting ready to add our instant rice because our mixture is boiling. We'll stir it in and then we're supposed to pull it off the heat and let it sit for 5 minutes covered.
This is a pretty easy dish. Of course, Cara did all of it, you know.
It is a pretty easy dish. And if you want to see what this recipe looks like when you come get the packet at the library, if you come in, the picture is actually on it this month.
Cara included a picture on the recipe card. So we'll let that set and then we'll come back and we're going to taste our finished product. Okay, we're back and our rice is finally done. We added Parmesan cheese and parsley to the top. I'll show you here our plates. We're going to try this. We're both kind of apprehensive.
And this is supposed to, it says to serve it with either mushroom stroganoff if you're vegetarian, or I think it would be good with a piece of chicken if you're not. So we'll try this.
So we're going to try it.
It's actually pretty good.
It is good. Yeah, I think it would be good with chicken.
Yeah, it would be good with a piece of chicken.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's our episode for this month. Next month we're doing poppy seeds and we're going to make poppy seed chicken, a popular dish here in northern Indiana. So we'll check you back then.
Thank you. Bye.